Okay, so welcome to another episode of the Marine AFC podcast. We're joined today by myself, Adam, we've got Stuart, we've got Tom, and we've got Ben. Say hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hello, everyone.
And we're going to talk briefly about the fixtures, because they came out, I think they came out last week. There's a lot to delve into. There's already been one change, which we can talk about. But yeah, just going to have a little chat about fixtures, how the months are looking, what's easy, what's deemed difficult, and anything that's good that's come our way. I personally think it's the schedule is very kind. What about you guys?
Well, first of all, I'd say, you said we'll talk about what's easy. Nothing's easy, right? Nothing is going to be easy this season. We can actually put that one to bed, I think, pretty certainly.
I forgot to do me quote marks. I said
easy
with quote marks.
But, I'm sure Neil would tell us there are no easy games. We know it's quite intense early on, so quite a lot of fixtures, because obviously you build in all of the FA Cup games, all of the FA Trophy games. I think we're not having replays in the early rounds of the FA Cup. Is that right?
I think we get replays in the qualifying rounds.
We do get them
I think when it gets to the first round, it's gone, but that might be wrong.
So if we have good cup runs, it's going to get, there's a lot of congestion. And obviously with these fixtures, longer distances as well than we're used to. But yeah, looking forward to them. And it's hard to know what to expect, really, isn't it? But it kicks off 10th of August, Oxford City at home, and then Scunthorpe away. So what a great first two fixtures.
You guys will know that I've already moved my son's birthday to come to this Scunthorpe game. So I've moved heaven and earth and got in trouble for it, because I didn't want to miss that one, and everyone was starting to tease me that I was going to miss the biggest game of the season already. What was your first thoughts, Tom, when you saw it?
Yeah, obviously the Scunthorpe one away, first away one stands out. Oxford City at home, also a big game. But I think the schedule in general has been nice. Again, Scunthorpe both home and away in the first half of the season, so you'd expect them to be going for the promotion. To get those two games out the way early on might be a positive. We can't say now because the season hasn't started. We don't know how well Marine are going to do, how well other teams are going to do, but that on paper looks like a positive thing.
Well, I'm looking at this fixture on paper and it looks like we're going to win every game, Tom. So don't worry about it. If you Ben, what are you terrified of on this fixture list?
Some of the midweek games I'd say are probably better than what we thought they were.
In what way?
So, for example, Needham Market.
Yeah.
A few of us were dreading that it'd be midweek on like a Tuesday, but it's a Saturday. So Tuesday midweeks aren't that bad.
You are right. Just based on what you just said, as far as I can tell, the furthest 5 games are all on Saturdays. So yeah, what Ben just said, we've definitely dodged a bullet there. There's a lot of good things with this fixture schedule. So just to list a couple off, as Stuart mentioned and Tom, our opener is at home, as is our finale versus South Shields. Regardless of the difficulty, it is at home. Not only that, we are at home on non-league day versus, I think it's Leamington, and we are at home on Boxing Day, so people don't have to walk very far before or after their roast dinner, and that's versus Chester. So there's the headlines, I feel, with those home games. I feel like we've been quite given a good lifeline to start this season off with.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, that just looking at 21st of December, okay, it is a Saturday, but 21st of December, South Shields. I mean, that close to Christmas, that time of year, not much. I mean, that'd be like the shortest day of the year. That's a long haul up to South Shields and back, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, that one, depending on how it goes, of course, but that one could be quite tough. The season does get quite hard, I think, when you're into the depths of winter and you have some bad conditions at some of the games and all the rest of it. Hope we won't have as much rain this season as we did last season. I hope there are better pitches rather in this league, and we don't have so many waterlogged.
Yeah, don't know.
Know.
We did have a few postponements during December, especially last season, but I actually don't know the condition of these pitches. I'd assume it must be better, but as those teams are EFL/National League, I think they do have to have grass pitches for some of those, so it may be about their drainage rather than the quality of
Yeah, and
games.
we had last-minute postponements last season. So FC United and Manchester, the game was called off. We were all sat ready to go, except we knew it wasn't going to happen, right? We were just waiting for them to call it off. But it was 1 minute to 3. They called that one off. Atherton Collieries, I think, the original fixture. I went to the supporters coach on that one, and we just sort of sat by the side of the road in Atherton and had to wait for it to be called off, and then we turned around and came back to the MTA. So yeah, it'd be great if we didn't have any of that, particularly on some of those longer haul. You don't want to go all the way to South Shields and then get the game called off, do you, on the 21st of December?
I think our corresponding fixture last season, I think me and Tom went to Whitby. Did you come as well, Stu, to Whitby?
Came to Whitby?
Yeah, so that was I think it's the 23rd of December, so that was also a long haul, and that kind of long haul is more of the average this season, obviously, because of the mileage. I've got the mileage somewhere. So yeah, so our travel distance, total miles this season is approximately 5,134, and that's an average of 223 miles return trips. Last season it was 3,800, so there's approximately a third, 34% increase. Anyone want to guess what the highest is, travel distance, for which team?
Needham Market.
It is indeed Needham Market, 8,726 miles. So they've got an extra 150 miles on average per trip. And what do you reckon the lowest is?
Oh, I've no idea.
Southport, surely.
Well, if Southport's are, we've got to be fairly close, but it's not. We're in the middle of the in the league. It's Buxton is the lowest, 4,000, just over 4,000 miles. In fact, every single team, their longest trip is either to Needham Market or South Shields, apart from only one team, and that's Scunthorpe. Their furthest away team is Hereford. So, like Ben said about Needham Market or South Shields, if you're travelling to one of those teams, you're in for a long haul, and you could definitely see losses if you're going away to those teams. So yeah,
that's the league we're in.
That is the league we're in. I think the Northern Premier League fixtures came out today, and it's a bit jealous to see how those short distances, what these people have got, like the likes of Prescott and Bootle, just have to go up the road most of the weeks.
So the other thing that jumps out for me, of course, is we now enter the FA Cup and the FA Trophy at slightly later stage. So the first FA Cup game will be the 14th of September. Obviously, we don't know home or away. We don't know who it's against. But we join in the second qualifying round of that. So it's only a few seasons ago we had to be in the preliminary rounds before that even. And an FA Trophy again, round 2, and that starts on 16th of November. And obviously, it'd be great if we could have a good run in one or both of those this season, but it does take the pressure off a bit that we join at those later stages of those competitions.
Yeah, it's gonna be, I mean, we've only been doing this for like a year or so, but it's going to be strange waiting longer for those ties, especially when, I think, Tom, did you go to St Ives and Mask, was it? Was that the FA Trophy journey?
Yeah, both the FA Trophy games, yeah. St Ives and Mask, yeah.
Yeah, it's a short
very
one.
long. Yeah.
But as we know, last year the FA Cup round was amazing, and we had to fight our way to get there with, I think we had 2 or maybe 3 replays on our way, which I believe are still existing in these rules. Does anyone want to talk about the Boxing Day kind of Christmas period? That's always what fans really enjoy. I think Tom possibly alluded to it, but we've got 14th of December, if you want to count that as Christmas. We've got a really tough game at home to Scunthorpe. Then we do that journey that we spoke about on the 21st away to South Shields. Then we get a juicy fixture, Chester on Boxing Day, and then the Warrington Town away, and then those 2 fixtures we also have to reverse them in Easter. And then one of our furthest away trips is straight after that on the 4th of January, providing that we're not in the starry 3rd round of the FA Cup. So we've got long journeys, but we've got really tasty fixtures at home. What do you reckon about the festive period, Tom?
Looks exciting. Obviously, got the long trip, South Shields, new ground though. So
yeah,
I mean, a lot of them are going to be new grounds for us. I think Stuart's, and I don't know if it'll be this episode or a future episode, he's got a bit of research on the teams we've played and the grounds we've already been to. But yeah, South Shields away obviously is a long one. Scunthorpe, obviously, we've already highlighted that one, and yeah, Chester, you know, local derby, can't really get much bigger than that for a Boxing Day treat for the fans here at home. Especially, it's really good that it's at home. I think away, you know, less fans would obviously want to make the trip. But yeah, at home it helps. Could be a big crowd on the Thursday, Boxing Day, and yeah, looking forward to it.
That should be amazing.
Yeah.
Boxing Day against Chester. So I mean, a few years ago, when we were in the Northern Premier League West, we had Bootle at home on Boxing Day. MTA was absolutely rammed, packed to the rafters. I think we can expect that against Chester as well. So that'd be a great day.
Yeah, I think that was possibly one of the highest attendances
In
Marine
recent
have had
times,
in
I
recent
think,
times,
yeah,
even more than
definitely.
the FA Cup game. As opposed to what, like Stuart did correctly say, there are no easy fixtures. But if you were to say Marine have a generous month or one of the most difficult months, what do you guys reckon those months actually are? Personally speaking, I think August is possibly our best chance because it's momentum. So if we can build momentum, especially now that we've got a home game against Farsley on the Tuesday, and that was originally away, because if that didn't exist, as far as I know, we wouldn't have had a Tuesday night game at home until October. So now that's a bit more balanced. We've got 4 home games in August, and they are all games that we can get 3 points from if obviously the team's on top form.
Yeah, I'm just having a quick scan of the months, and you know, there's nice fixtures, but then obviously there's horrible fixtures on paper anyway. You know, like as Stuart said, none of these games are going to be easy. But what I'm looking at is the big ones. You know, the ones that you raise your eyebrows to. So Scunthorpe in August, the FA Cup round qualifying round 2, Radcliffe in October. So every month's got its challenges, and we'll just have to see what happens in coming a few weeks.
What about you, Ben? Do you see anything that's like particularly hard months or easy months in your opinion?
I think easier months definitely. I think running end of August, start of September's not too bad. Obviously depends on results, but like you were saying before, if we can get momentum, get some points on the board, that'd be good.
Yeah, that's what James Leary was talking about last week, is just momentum, and that's the one thing that you can't buy. It's just it's too valuable.
So last couple of seasons we've been very good in September, October, and then we tend to fade a bit into December, January.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't know if that's a naturally occurring pattern, whether we can break that cycle. But we do tend to be in a pretty decent place in September. And looking at the fixtures there, I mean, they look okay in September. But yeah, as the others have said, it'd be just great to get some points on the board, know that we can compete in this new league, which I'm absolutely certain we can. And then obviously we know things do just get tough in the winter for all kinds of reasons. And hopefully we'll feel reasonably safe by the time we hit a difficult patch. That's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I was just saying to Ben before we started here, when we were waiting outside, we did have that few, I think it was definitely no more than 2 like sticky rough patches last season. You just think if they do have the 2, maybe 3, I think there'll be a lot more tough periods this season where they'll go, a few draws, few losses on the bounce. Let's hope not, but you'd have to expect a higher level. You just hope that these runs aren't as common, and come back to bite Marine in the latter stage of the season. And you just need to build the consistency, get as many wins on the board as you said at the start, but get that momentum, and hopefully none of these sticky rough patches haunt us later in the season.
Yeah, some of those sticky patches that you related to, they weren't that bad, but they were bad in terms of we couldn't catch Radcliffe, we couldn't catch Rylands. The Christmas period was a bit tricky, even though we drew away to, I believe it was Whitby, and then we drew at home to Warrington, and then eventually that led to the Hyde factor, and then we went on a tear after that.
Yeah.
Apart from possibly 2 games, I think Radcliffe and Mac, we won or drew every single game. So sometimes a loss can be good.
Yeah.
And I believe last season we did get a good loss. Has anyone got anything do you want to add?
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned the run-in and how that looks, Adam, but just to sort of flesh that out a bit, I think it's great that it's Scarborough in April. I'm sure lots of people will be looking forward.
Why do you think, right, where's it good?
Well, it's a day out in Scarborough in April, so hopefully by then the weather's improved a bit and it's a nice place to visit on the coast there. It's great. Ever been?
Improved from August and July like it is now. Like
let's just be optimistic about the weather in April, yeah? So that could be, if the weather's okay, that could be a nice day out. But then 12th of April, Chorley, 18th of April, Warrington Town, 21st of April, Chester.
It's a really exciting one.
So they're quite nice and local. So there's a couple of away games there. Chorley and Chester are away, but pretty easy to get to. So hopefully we'll have good travelling support. And obviously the Warrington Town game at home, expect a big crowd for that as well. So depending where we are in the season by then, and depending on how important support might be, travelling and home support, it's quite good, I think, that we've got 3 local fixtures there before that final one at home to South Shields.
No, April looks really exciting. I'm looking forward to April, yeah.
It's exciting if Marina's doing well. I'm nervous if we don't.
But as it's a relegation battle, it will also be exciting.
I'd never use the R word.
It's not. We're not going to be. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay.
So just tickets, and obviously season tickets are available, but home tickets are available for every game in August, I believe. So by the time you listen to this, you should be able to buy single game tickets for.
But don't buy a season ticket.
You heard them. You heard Stuart. I was going to tell you about single tickets, but he's told you to fork out for the season ticket, and so you should, because it's value for money. It's less than £10 a game, people. Does anyone want to add anything to this fixture preview before we leave you and go off into the night?
Well, obviously, just say I'm looking forward to Southport as well. Don't know if you.
Obviously, that hasn't been mentioned, and I think we should.
Kev just has to walk there.
Yep, nice for Kev.
It's one of those ones where your eyes you're open to it. Southport.
I mean, that is the
Tasty
local
rival,
derby, really, isn't it? I mean, even more so than Chester.
Yeah.
And it's quite a nice trip up to Southport.
Yeah.
Do
you happen to know when the last time we played Southport in the league was?
In the league, I don't know. I think you're going back a long way.
Yeah.
We've obviously played friendlies against them, but played them in the Senior Cup. But league, I think you're going back.
That'd be a good
some time. I'm sure we could find
that out. We'll find that out for the next episode.
Maybe throw it out to the listeners.
Yeah.
Let us know.
If you were alive when that last happened, let us know. But yeah, it seems to me that it's all about Tom's eyes are bulging or his eyebrows are going up at every fixture.
I think that's what you have to do. You new league, you're looking at the new grounds that you haven't been to before, Scunthorpe. It's all about excitement at the start of the season, especially when you're being promoted. A lot of new grounds, new faces, new teams. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, speaking of, I'm looking down, and Stuart may be different, but I believe I've only been to 2 of these grounds. I might be wrong. We obviously went to Radcliffe last season, and I've been to Southport separately, but has anyone been to any of these grounds?
I think just those 2 as well, to be honest.
I think just Radcliffe for me. Oh, Spennymoor, yeah.
Of course, yeah, sorry. My bad, Spennymoor in the FA Cup.
Just took away.
Any closing thoughts, Ben?
No,
I think that's it. Ben said it, so that's it. Okay, so we'll leave it there. Our next episode is going to be more about the season preview ahead, so we may talk a little bit more about fixtures in the next episode, but we just want to do a little mini episode just about the fixture release. So thanks very much for listening, and good night.